All right, boys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for all coming here today. We're excited to present to you. Reed and I have been on a bit of a content journey today, so we hope you find some valuable lessons all about how to build like an authentic brand. Today we're going to be really just kind of jumping into really specific things. Last presentation we kept it pretty broad, but today we actually want you to have some actionable steps to take away at the end of the presentation. So we're going to cover how to find your content format, how to post with intent, how to build a strategy that grows your brand.
Yeah. For the most part, we actually want you guys to walk away with like the ability to like take action on something after this presentation rather than just have a bunch of information that you guys are confused about. Like we want to give some clarity on what steps you can do in terms of the content you're posting, how to find it, and how consistently you guys should be posting it to actually continue growing even when you don't have the motivation. So let's jump into it. This is a bit about us. Obviously you guys might know a bit about our story, but for all of you guys who don't, 7 months ago or so, I personally was working in disability support back in Sydney, which honestly, I didn't mind too much, but at the end of the day, I knew it wasn't the life I really wanted to live. I saw people like Finn, like Alfie, like everybody else in our Roulette, if any of you are familiar, more model creators for me, people who were living lives I wanted, and I knew that what I was currently doing wasn't actually going to take me to that place. So the thing that I wanted to do was find a vehicle to take me to places like these, surrounded by people like yourselves, that we can provide value to each other, be like surrounded with a like-minded community. And the way I was able to grow to this stage was through building my personal brand, understanding content psychology, and building myself a system where I could consistently grow day in, day out without motivation. It's not just about discipline. I think finding a system that helps you even when you don't want to help yourself is a great way to grow, because on those days where you just don't want to post content, you don't want to do things, there's always a way to fall back on it. And that system has taken me from 0 followers, a completely fresh account back in February, to 42,000 followers now. It's helped me get connected to people like Alfie, with coaching and Amplify, and also people like Jake in my area who now do a similar thing, who is super excited to present the value that we've gained over this last 8 months.
Yeah, I have a pretty similar story. I finished school and then I went straight into work full time as like a captain on a boat. So I took a year off school, and then I decided, once I got my license, I was like, I'm actually gonna go to university. Went to university, and then I realized like, okay, this is definitely not for me. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna learn first, marketing or sales? So I got a job at a marketing agency. Lucky that the guys that I worked with like really supportive. And from there I learned how to run ads. And then I also learned I started to develop more of the creative role. And I saw the ability that a personal brand has, and the opportunity that it provides, and not just the value that you bring, but also just the network that you connect to from the clients that I was working with, because I was working with some pretty big clients. Also at the time, of course, I'm seeing Finn, I'm seeing Alfie, I'm seeing everyone post online. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing it. Started posting. That's when I met Reed, and then I actually copped a fair bit of hate when I first started from my friends, and I actually stopped. And then in that period of time, I actually did a trip to Bali, and I was reflecting, and I was like, no, I actually really want to do the personal brand. So I came back, and then I moved all my marketing that I was working for online and took it over to Bali. So I still had a bit of income. The boys at the marketing agency really supported me, and I went full in. And I was hustling every single day, 12-hour days, because I didn't really have anything else going for me, but I also saw the opportunity that the personal brand provided. So I was studying it, I was tracking every single thing. And then there was a period there where I was growing from 200 to 300 followers. I was like, okay, it's about to take off. I knew the system that I was running was really good, and I knew the content that I was providing was on track to go well. So what I did is I joined Amplify, and I joined it for a strategic reason, because I wanted to get in the door with Alfie. I knew that if I paid him money, he would instantly I would get connected to him. So I paid him money. And then from there, I sent him a DM that day. I was like, hey bro, I'm about to blow up. You watch. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to provide value. And I saw Reed was also working for Amplify at the time. So I was like, okay, this is what I want to get in. So from there, and then I did. 2 weeks later, I had a reel that took me overnight from 4K followers to 22,000 followers. Pretty much overnight, I woke up to it. And I sent him a message that day. I was like, hey, see, I told you. And he was like, oh, sweet. Hopped on a call with him, and then basically from there, it's all just started. My pages, Reed's had consistent growth throughout, where my growth has been quite stagnated. It was slow at the start, and now it's really rapid. And then it slows back down, then it gets really rapid again. So there's different phases in your content journey. I think everyone should notice that. It's not always you don't always just grow. Like there's always like I was hustling like 1K views, and then bam, one hit. But yeah, that's kind of like my journey and kind of like how I'm going about content now.
Yeah.
With everything involved.
Also, just something to preface, you guys don't need to be special in any way, doing anything crazy, living in some crazy place or doing these crazy activities to grow a personal brand. I think the most important thing and the reason we've grown is because we are like the highest level of embodiment of ourselves on our personal brand. I think that helps being authentic, and I really think that helps connect with your audience. Like showing them your lifestyle genuinely and like documenting the things that you're doing are gonna attract the audience that you want. Pretending, to do things or show flashy things that aren't really you, they might serve a purpose, but it might not be the purpose that aligns with your end goal. Like you always want to attract a cult-like following. Like there is such a thing as posting and being someone else online, and that's not going to attract the sort of audience you really, really want at the end of the day. I think a personal brand is about longevity, and I think the reason we've grown is because we've really put emphasis on the fact that this is a long-term thing rather than like a short-term cash grab where we get brand deals, whatever it may be. I think looking at it from a long-term perspective and not thinking how can I make money from this instantly is a really, really good way to set up your brand in a weird way to get that money, if that's what you're really about. But yeah, that's just a little note before we move into the next one.
Perfect.
So obviously, to start off with content, obviously there's a lot of information. It gets quite overwhelming. The number one point to start is how to find your content formats. Because if you're just posting randomly or posting for the sake of posting, you're gonna go nowhere. So I like to start with a form of self-awareness. Like you can't really pick a format until you know how you like to communicate. Everyone's different, everyone's completely unique. So you need to find out what works best for you. I find that some people teach. They suit talking head or an educational style. And the thing about talking heads is they are so powerful because once you develop that audience that enjoys talking heads, you literally have the power to make like a video with 100,000, 200,000 views from your phone, like in 30 seconds. You don't even need to chuck auto captions. I don't know if any of you guys are aware. There's somebody called Higher Up Wellness who Jake and I like to reference a lot. He's built a brand purely off of just talking head and providing value. All of you guys have great value to provide. I'm thinking even people without value have personal stories, they have beliefs and they have things to share. But you guys that are building businesses live, like Finn said the other day, cooler lives than most. You have so much unique value to provide. So genuinely just getting on there and talking head style is going to do wonders for every single one of you. There's also documentation. And I feel like that's an angle everyone should take. I think it's easy for people to want to fall into wanting to be an authority in the space and always show what they know. But documenting the process, even if you're already at a certain stage, just gets people to connect with you. Like an analogy I like to use is like, let's just say you're a national level sprinter. You can document your level up to being like a global level sprinter. That means you still have authority over, the guy who sits on the couch, the state rep, like the guy who runs for fun. It's like you have the authority purely by just being you and documenting where you're at. And I think the documenting phase is absolutely perfect. Storytelling and vlogs, as you know, me and Jake have built our brand off it severely. I believe that storytelling content is 1,000,000% the best way to grow, regardless of what niche, business, whatever you're doing. And we'll dive into a little bit about that. But I also believe that some people express visually. People suit trends, transitions, aesthetic edits. They're really, really good for top of funnel, just bringing people in the door. But again, you still want a layer of personal connection to your videos, which is why some people reflect. They suit voiceover storytelling and emotionally driven content. This is just really, really good for getting the people that are already there to connect with you and feel like they really know who you are. For my personal brand, I like to do a mix of everything. And this is kind of all about why you need to find your content formats. You need to experiment with all of these different things to find out what works for you, what the audience like, and what you can actually create efficiently, which is why my account normally looks like a rainbow, because there's a million things experimenting, because I'm always looking to improve and get better on my content day in, day out.
Yeah. And for me personally, I'm also documenting the journey. When I first started, I had nothing really outside of me being driving boats that I could provide value on. So I took the whole documentation route where I documented my journey of getting to a goal. Now what that does is that not only creates authority once you reach that goal, but it brings people along for the journey. So that's why you always see a lot of people really successful with series, because people are following along because they want to see the end goal. Now, again, you guys here are all providing authority, but that doesn't mean, although you're providing value, that doesn't mean you can't just show what you're learning as well, because everyone's still learning. Everyone's still trying to improve on a day-to-day basis. Finn's still trying to learn, Alfie's still trying to learn, we're still trying to learn. So although yes, me and Reed have now switched to more of I would say documenting / authority role. I like to call it the hybrid model. That's what I teach my guys. And basically we sit in between where we're still documenting the learning, which creates that level of personality, but we'll also provide value because like we want to get sales, we want to get closes, and we want guys to be like, these two are the personal brand guys to come to. And so like, you don't have to sit in one category. And I think a lot of guys get stuck on that. They're like thinking, oh damn, like I have to just vlog every day. Well, no, that's not the case. Like you can mix up these content formats, and it's kind of what we were talking about.
All right, and the way you're gonna find out, is by testing the creation styles. Like you can think and plan and do everything, but until you actually try them out for yourselves, you won't actually know if they're right for you. And the thing is, I would suggest trying out every single one of them because you want to find out, again, what is the most efficient for you and what your audience likes the best. Of course, I'm not encouraging you to consistently create content that you don't enjoy, but to a point, there's a balance. If you want to enjoy it, but let's just say you're getting videos that are ripping 200,000 views and you don't love it, you're probably still going to do them anyway. But without finding out which ones work, you're not going to have that option. So the different creation styles kind of that I just covered, talking to head value videos. These are short and straight to the camera. They're emotional and they're very clear. Like I said, they're really, really good to connect with your audience and build that trust. If people are seeing your face, hearing your voice one-on-one with no distractions, it's another layer of connection to them. It feels like you're talking directly to them. And the purpose of these are to build authority and trust. Like you can give value in these videos, you can give your personal beliefs. It's literally just you and the camera. It feels like you're talking directly to one person. Then we've got storytelling reels. I could literally have a whole presentation on just storytelling reels and why they are so important. They are essentially something that tells a short personal story. I'd recommend they go between like 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And something I think is super important if you guys don't have, and I don't think many of you do, is having a My Story video pinned to your profile. Because with all the content that you're posting, there's an ability for it to compound. With every piece of content, people are visiting your profile. And for most of you, you don't have something pinned that says My Story on there. You think people are visiting your profile and they're clicking random reels with like no cover, doesn't really know much about you, might be a random talking head, might be a random template. Imagine they visited your profile and they're watching a 45 to 60 second video of your whole life journey, value, and your goals. Of course, they're gonna be considerably more inclined to follow after they watch that video rather than just watching a random reel. So I think a super actionable step, something I actually want you to take a note on, is you guys need to like think about, go ahead and like write a document down of everything in your life, your goals, your challenges, your values, what you want to achieve, and attempt to make a story out of it. Of course, we're going to help you out with like templates and stuff. You guys can always reach out. But I think having one of these videos pinned compounds your followers so much quicker than when you don't have one. They build trust, they build reliability, and in all honesty, they build everything on this page. This is why they're so important and the reason we've grown to 40,000 plus in like a 7-month span. Then we've got vlog style. This is for pure efficiency. You can also be personal, give value. A lot of people don't know about my backstory. When I first started my personal brand, I was actually doing fitness coaching, but I didn't really take a traditional route to showing people just pure fitness because I knew that people wouldn't connect just saying like 3 exercises to get abs, right? Because there's a million people out there, a million sick fitness coaches with, way crazier physiques than me, way more knowledge than me. The only thing that I realized was going to set me apart and something you guys all need to embody is being you, like being super, super unique. So within, my account and my funnel, I did a vlog style like every single day because the goal, again, post as much as possible. I filmed myself from the moment I woke up, from the moment I went to sleep. And of course, because I was doing fitness, I love health, I'm into nutrition, everything. I was in the gym every day. I was shopping every day. I was, showing my food, eating clean. And of course, me showing up every day, talking to the camera about gym, about eating and stuff. Of course, it's going to get in everyone's heads that like, oh, he knows what he's talking about, fitness, nutrition, he's showing his physique. But not just that, I'm also showing up in front of them every day, like talking, speaking, they're knowing everything about me. So of course, the trust and relatability from day-to-day life is going to get people to connect. So a vlog style, regardless again of niche, is super, super important for you guys to connect. The final one we've got is templates and trends. Now these are a really, really good format, mainly because they're insanely efficient. And what I mean by a template or trend is literally something with text on screen and then music around the background. Like often we'll scroll, find trends like millions of followers. The thing about these is they're never gonna connect on as deep a level as the other ones. Like again, 45-second video of your life, someone's probably following. This could hit 1 million views, and I have had a video with 1 million views. There's like a trend, only 1,000 followers, because there's no layer of personal connection. But the thing they do is bring pure profile visits. Like they will just bring eyes on your page. And again, if you have that My Story video, if you have your account set up well, all those eyes are gonna get converted once they watch those other ones. So all of these styles, they work in tandem. Like if you can master and attempt to pick a few of these and intertwine your best ones, they work cohesively to build your brand significantly faster. They're great for virality and great for engagement, but you can't build a brand purely off templates and trends. Now we've got learning from model creators. This is more of an in-doubt system. Like if you're sitting there confused, you're like, what do I actually do? I don't know what video to make. I don't know where to go. This is something that I fall back on occasionally. It's quite literally looking at the people above you, looking at people in a place where you want to be. So sometimes when I'm like, I literally have no idea what to do, someone like Alfie is quite a model in terms of the end goal of where I want to be. So I look at his Alfie, the creator account, Alfie Gets Hard account. What you guys want to do is go away and find 5 to 10 creators that you genuinely want to embody. Because of course, none of us think we're at the pinnacle of what we do. We always want to get better. There's always a creator there or someone that you guys might enjoy watching. You might fuck with their content, whatever it may be. Saving these creators that are making that kind of content is so good, not just to provide direction, but also to pull content ideas. So what I do, especially when I'm scrolling, is I have 2 folders within Instagram. I have a model creators folder and a video ideas folder. So whenever I get caught in a doom scroll, which is like, obviously try to avoid this, but you can actually turn it into, intentful, mindful work. Like when I'm scrolling, I'll save videos, normally templates and trends, things that I like to recreate for later. So I'm actually saving time by scrolling. And also if you come across a creator you've never seen before, someone's like, he's doing a similar thing, I really fuck with that, like he's getting good engagement. That's a great creator to note down. Because imagine you're thinking, what the fuck do I post today? I got no idea what to do. If you've got a list of 10 to 20 model creators, pull up that list, go onto their accounts and look at their videos. Because the thing is, they've grown a significant personal brand, most likely by posting consistently. So if you've got a list of 10 to 20 creators, you've got people posting daily, you've probably got 20, 30 new videos a day to go and reference to make your own videos from. This is a system I use to literally post every single day. In my 8 months of doing this, I've never missed a day of posting. I posted twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and this system is half the reason why. So if you guys are confused about what videos to make, I'd suggest creating those folders and getting into model creators. And again, kind of just covered the scroll and search with intent. Another thing you can do is if they haven't posted recently, covering all the bases, there's an app, a plugin on Chrome called Sort Feed. And what this does is essentially searches and grabs the top performing videos from those creators. Because again, the old trends, old templates, old videos, they're still good. Like a lot of the bigger creators, you might not even realize, repost a lot of their best performing content. Because at the same time, there's data that it works. So straying away from the data, trying new things is great. Being original, amazing. But there are times where you can quite literally be efficient by looking into the past, seeing what's performed, and recreating it the exact same way. And Sort Feed is a great way to do that for your model creators. Another important part about downloading these and looking at these videos is also analyzing why they did well. Because if we're just recreating all the time, we're not really providing anything new, we're not really learning anything. So really breaking down, the hooks, the music, the styling, like the way they speak. The reason those videos do well, you'll often find a pattern in like most of your model creators on the same sort of videos doing that sort of thing. So what you're gonna wanna do is break it down and think, what actually connected with you? Like why do you fuck with the video? Why do you wanna recreate it? Thinking about why you wanna recreate it is most likely why other people also like it. Like we're all human, we all have the same brain. So it's like we wanna be analyzing these stats so we can move forward. And then of course, recreate with your own style. Like at the end of the day, we're not gonna be carbon copies of everyone else. There's a lot of people out there who try to be exactly like someone else. And while it's good to an extent in modeling content, if you base your whole account around being someone else, you're never gonna grow authentically because people will constantly compare you. Like a prime example is someone like Zidane. There's a lot of people who try to imitate exactly what he does, but because his personality is so distinct, it's never gonna quite reach the level, and therefore it'll never feel authentic, they'll never have the same amount of authority, and it's just not gonna be the same. So this is my kind of system when I'm in doubt. And then we've got how to efficiently create. Again, the whole part of the first section was how to find the formats and styles that work for you. Obviously, I know you guys work pretty busy schedules, some of you. If you are extremely busy, I would suggest you batch create your content. That's kind of why I covered the talking heads, because it's a format that if you block out an hour, you could literally knock out 30 talking heads, 32-minute ones. I think it's so important. Like you can change a shirt if you want to, but the main idea is if you are busy and you have things coming up, it's important to block out time for content. Like yes, business is good, money is good, but I think we all understand the power of what a personal brand can do in creating and excelling for your business. So creating content consistently and making sure you can post as much as possible. Again, I would recommend every single day, and it is possible if you block out time. Like it doesn't matter if it's not completely polished, if it's imperfect. Sometimes that's the point. Like you just need to get the video out to improve and understand what the data is saying to you. So again, the goal is to find a format that serves you. So if you're someone with no time and you feel like you just want to get value and authenticity out, literally block out an hour, or like 2 hours a week to do talking heads, and you should have content for the week. It's an extremely simple format. You can add auto captions. It takes 2 seconds. So if you're documenting your journey, and again, an angle I'd suggest, something you can also do is film yourself daily, like I did in a vlog style. The key is to just get yourself in the habit of filming. And I found the best way to do this as an actionable step is filming myself brushing my teeth. As weird as it sounds, it's like if I'm gonna film myself brushing my teeth, something like as mundane, as monotonous as that, it's gonna set me up for the rest of the day doing the more exciting things like gym, run. And once you get yourself in the habit of doing it every day for like, let's just say 3 weeks, it literally becomes automatic. And these clips are just compounding over time, like authentic. There's value in them, there's everything. And what I do is I organize it in folders in my computer so that after a month, you're gonna have a plethora of just clips of you just living your life, which you can use for a whole assortment of videos if you don't wanna do a vlog style. But yeah, at the end of every day, I literally have 60 to 100 clips to utilize for ideas. And again, if I'm gonna pull from my model creators, I've got a million different clips, I've got a million different ideas. That's why I'm never short of making a video. Like, I don't think you'll ever see me miss a day of posting, and it's because of a system like this. What you can do is you can overlay them in storytelling videos. You can use the best clips for those trends that you see, and you can make a daily vlog if you really don't want to do anything else. But for me, that's how I efficiently create, and I'm not special. You guys can all do the exact same thing.
I think also it's important to know here is I've been seeing everyone shoot for YouTube, and something that actually Finn said in the last mastermind that I've been doing now is I used to just shoot for short form, but now I shoot for YouTube. And so I plan my day like I'm shooting for YouTube. And so every single clip that I'm shooting for YouTube then can become a reel. So I run 2 accounts right now. I run a sole talking head account, and then I run my day in the life like vlog. And yes, my sole talking head account is outsourced by the editors. I have shot this, like the videos, and like they perform well as well. The videos that I have on that account are all shot basically in one day. And that's because I shot that video for YouTube. Then what I've done is I've just gone in and I've just looked at the moments where I've spoke to the camera. Like, I'm always trying to speak in the moment. I'm never being like, yo boys, like how are you? I'll be like, this apple tastes really good. Like, let's just say for example with that, like I'm talking of the experience. I'm never just like mundane in the way that I'm describing things. So then what that does is that allows me to then cut up certain segments from what I'm recording throughout the day and paste it into like a format like this. And so you've probably seen Reed and I both walking around filming ourselves on the iPhone. Now what that does is, one, that caps a B-roll clip, so that becomes a B-roll clip, but the talking head also allows us to then go use those clips for not just a storytelling piece, but also a talking head piece. So like there may be a scene there where me and Reed were talking at the sand dunes where I like got a bit emotional. I was like, damn, like this life that I'm living is crazy. I'm gonna, 1, add that into a storytelling reel on like day 6 or 7. I'm gonna cut that up for a talking head cam of like the life that I'm living. 3, that's also gonna be a B-roll clip. So I basically shot 3 formats in one. And so me switching from shooting just for reels to now shooting for YouTube also then allows me to take that content and also then just put it into YouTube. Now again, if you're wanting to shoot for YouTube and you're shooting 9:16 on reels and then you're shooting 16:9, yes, of course you're gonna have to cut it. So take that in mind that like you're gonna have to frame it and change the positioning. That's why I use my DJI personally for YouTube and the talking head videos. So that's like kind of how I separate it. And then the iPhone, I just basically run my whole account that I'm presenting you today off my iPhone. Like I switched to camera for a bit, but then I realized that the audience was there for the lifestyle. They were there for like the authenticity, the rawness of that. So I switched back to just using my iPhone basically. But that's kind of how I systemize it, everything, and like how I make it super convenient to like shoot multiple things at once. Cause like me and Reed don't just shoot content all day, which I think a lot of people think we do. Like me and Reed both have one-on-one clients. We're both teaching inside Amplify. We're both like trying to build our own joint business together. So like we're also super busy, but we also super manage to post on 2 accounts every single day. Sometimes like 3 times on each account. So that's kind of how I run it. Now, how to post with purpose. This is something that was huge to me when I first started, and something that I think a lot of you could benefit from right now in your current stages. You need to stop posting for the sake of posting. And this is something that I was kind of like lost with, is I was posting all the time being like, damn, this video is gonna hit. And like, yes, of course, one video did hit, but I knew that that was gonna hit after I realized the strategy and the system behind everything that I was trying to achieve. But before this, as you can see, I was just posting randomly. I had no structure, nothing. Yes, I had the same font that you could kind of see, but it was all the outline. Like there was no, like people would come to my page, and you need to think of your page like basically a portfolio. So like I go to my page now and I think like, oh damn, this guy's got a clear mind. Like imagine what his business looks like. Like imagine what his life, his bedroom, his family, like look at his life. But before that, like you look at this and you're like, bro, this guy's trolling. He's got like no structure, no clarity. His business isn't there. There's no clear defining. Now, yes, this is super clear because I was running a series. So my new system that I run is basically anytime like I do a viral template reel, it will be a blank cover photo. And then anytime I do a talking head reel, it'll be like a motivational quote as you saw before on the previous slide. But what that does for me personally is it allows me to have structure in my page. But one, it's also like aesthetic, so it's quite nice for your page. And two, it just provides like this ability for people to come to your page because again, through your content system that you're running, people are going to come, the views are going to come to your page. And they're going to see your page as like this nice laid out portfolio where it's like, if you have one photo that's like 16 by 9, then one 9 by 16, and then one like half cut photo, like it's just going to be all over the place. So like what I did and what made a huge difference is I started to really like obviously structure how I posted my content. And then with that, I also intentionally added that to my profile. So like, okay, this is strategically positioned here because I know that my next video is going to be another storytelling piece. So I like want them to segue across because like if one video does well and people come to my page, like imagine what happens when you guys see Finn's videos, like how nicely it is laid out, like how clean and like how visual representation it looks. Like look at the Only Earned page. Like they're not just messing around with different types of formats. They're trying to represent like a high quality, high entrepreneurial business. And so like you guys don't need to do this, it's just depending on your goals. And my goal for me was people to come to my page and I wanted them to have clarity and I wanted them to have emotional direction to tap on my profile pretty much. So like that small change of just thinking of like the cover photo and the style and sticking with that one style throughout is something that like I would highly recommend you guys like either pick one style and focus with from the beginning.
Yeah. People love relatability and like they want cohesiveness when they visit a page. It just makes everything look like extremely professional. It's going to benefit more than just the business. It's going to benefit the views as well to really try to develop a cohesive style. But don't get too stressed at the start about like everything needs to be perfect. It's like the point is to post and then obviously to make it cohesive and make it better as you go.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to do a step-by-step breakdown of like everything that I would do from the beginning if I had to restart. So firstly, what you need to do is you need to define your why behind every post. So your core line, you need to break it down. Every post should fall under one of three purposes. And this is the kind of content funnel that I run basically. So firstly, when you're first starting out, like obviously you're not used to talking to the camera. You're not used to writing scripts. You're not used to editing. So you're going to start posting these kind of viral templates, I like to call them. They're like top of funnel type of reels. Now you may see this in a type of like POV, you're working at the desk with the boys, or it's like, I don't know, like a fast cut edit of you like driving a Lambo and then like kind of like fast cut all together. Or it can be based off your model creators where like you see those template reels that me and Reed post. Like these are top of funnel reels. Now, the whole purpose behind these reels and why I include them into my content system is because they can reach a lot of views. They're so easily digestible and people these days like have a very short attention span. So they're very short, they're very quick, fast paced. But what these do, and this is why I really highly don't recommend doing it for a long-term growth, is they're very short, they're very shallow. They don't build that deeper connection. And the way that I know this is because on the day that my video did really well, the one that I posted, I had a friend who posted another video and it was a viral template reel like this. It got 1.2 million views in that week and my video got 500K views. His video got him 330 followers. Mine got me 26K followers. And the reason for that is because I was posting this, which I'll get into in a second. And that was that piece of content. But the intent that I run now with my page is I bring people to my page through the top of funnel content, through the viral content. And this allows me to also on days where I'm feeling like low, where I'm feeling loss of motivation, I'll post those template reels because one, you know they're gonna work because you can test with your model creators, you can look at multiple model creators and you can be like, okay, this piece of content he's posted, this piece of content he's posted, why have they worked so similar? What is the difference between them? And so I analyze that and just be like, put my own like spin on it. Then I test it on trial reels, post it on trial reels, change the hook, just change the first clip. And whichever one does well, I post it on my page. And it's like very easy to understand, like, is it gonna do well? And it's like a good way to post a very low quality piece of content, but it has like a high reward. So what that does is it won't convert the followers, but that's why you have your My Story, because it'll bring the views to your page. And if you have a neatly outlined page and it's nicely like laid out with this type of funnel that I'm about to run through with you, then it will convert. It's like a sales funnel. You come into your sales funnel, they go through the system, and then they convert through your bottom and middle funnel. Now, the middle funnel, this is my talking head piece. This is kind of why I do the talking head cam pieces, because I like to speak on like motivation. I like to speak about my life experiences and like what I've achieved and kind of like what I'm learning and what I'm doing. Again, I'm also like documenting the journey. So like I'm going through the pains, the losses, everything. The middle funnel content builds that trust. So this will also convert really well. So if one of these videos do well, they will convert well, because people are going to connect you more on an emotional level. They're going to understand who you are, what you're about, and essentially like if you're talking on a relatable topic, like the best way to utilize this type of piece of content is to speak on a topic that is broad but also personal. So what I mean by that, it's like how to post on social media, or how to blow up on social media. Let's say that's the topic, right? Then I would go in there with my personal experience. And what this does, this builds trust, because I'm not only reflecting on my past experience, but I'm also either teaching people or I'm creating a relatable pain point of the experiences that I've had in the past. So then these people are then converted through the top of funnel viral reels. They're gonna scroll on my page now because they like my content, so they can tell me my content. And one of the posts, like let's say I post this on Monday, let's say I post this on Tuesday, they'll come in here and they'll see this piece of content. Now, what they'll do is they'll either follow from here or they'll come down to here. And this is where I convert. So this is where either you can take two modes. If you're an authority and you're running a business, you can retain and convert through your conversion content. So this is like showing like your results, your client testimonials, the lessons that you've learned, the information that you provide in your system structure. That's why you see a lot of people doing Miro boards. It's for this intent. It's for this intent. Now, I don't really mess with that because at the end of the day, like I'm not trying to sell to my audience. Also, I've only really shifted to an authority position recently. And so I think if I was to go and just start spamming talking head like content, like storytelling, retaining, converting content, it's not gonna do well for my brand because I'm a documenter in the brand. That's why I started a second account. So my method for this is I do a lot of storytelling content of my story. So like I do this in like multiple formats, but like the best way that I would do this is I would do like that storytelling video that blew up for me. It was like I was explaining my life story every single video, but in a series. And that's why I knew it was gonna blow up, because I strategically positioned it like that, where in the original start of the video, I outlined who I am and who I was. And then I got into the pain, and then I also got into what I was trying to achieve. But I made it a series by a follower goal. And I made it a series by like what I was going to achieve, what I wanted to push myself out there. But it outlined who I was in the broad scheme of things. Like I gave my age, I gave my location, and I gave what I was trying to achieve. And so that's what's really converting. Now, I'm not doing a series anymore, and so I do recommend doing series. Like I think they're really, really good. But how I do this now is I'll post like a value piece of carousel. Like my carousels always convert really well, where I'm providing like life lessons that I've learned. But then I'll also do like storytelling reels now where it's about like a personal experience. So like we all journal here, right? So I actually use my journal for that retain and converting content, because I create such relatable topics, but I can turn it into a storytelling reel. So I can use like B-roll clips of me in the past, me like when I was feeling down, maybe my skin was bad, something that's relatable, but then I'll use my journal as the storyline because I've lived through that experience. So it's super relatable, super easy to convert the followers from there. And if one of these blows up, like I'm a classic example of it, like this will do really well, but it's very hard. And Reed just had one recently do well. It's one of his best performing reels and super personal, super converting, and like converted crazy for him. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I think to summarize, this is gonna get you views, this is gonna build the trust, and this is actually gonna convert the followers into dollars. It's important to have the balance and have all buckets of content if you actually wanna make money with your personal brand. Like if you don't wanna make money, you wanna just focus on getting the numbers up in terms of followers, it's gonna be mostly just these two. This is more for when you really, really wanna convert, and you don't wanna be overdoing these. Like people don't wanna just see client testimonials over and like I help people, because at the same time, you wanna be engaging, you wanna make entertaining videos. Like middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content aren't designed to go viral and get views. Again, they're built for trust and they're built to convert, which is why you need all three. If you're not experimenting and dabbling in all of these buckets, one aspect of your personal brand will be lacking. So it's important to actually experiment and decide, again, your why behind every post. Like why are you actually posting each of these pieces of content? Like, do you want to convert? Bottom of funnel. Do you want to bring views and followers? You post top of funnel. If you have an audience that you feel like you haven't engaged with, haven't built enough trust with, you post middle of funnel. That's the system that works.
Yeah. I'm gonna run these examples at the end because I was trying to load them before, but they were trolling. All right, step 2. Attach a meaning to every video. Every post should either tell a story, so you all journal. Now this is where I wanted to relate to your journaling, is I actually use my journal really strategically. Like you guys are writing personal things in your like journal all the time. And like I was speaking to Harley about it last night, like I'm super personal with my content and he says he finds it quite hard. Now the only way I'm able to be personal with my content is because I reflect on my past. I just look at my past experiences and like everyone's living the same experience basically at the end of the day. Like we're all here because we're like-minded, but that doesn't mean this is just the only room. Like there's 17, like I don't even know how many people are on Instagram, but there's like millions of people. So like no matter what, your personal journey is going to connect. Now, again, like if you're writing really deep stuff, like don't have to do whatever. Like there is a fine line. And like I was saying to Harley last night, like there's a guy called Connor Weston. I don't know if you guys have seen him before. Like that's probably the line that I don't personally cross, but like I do get personal. Like I've had skin issues before. I'm showing my journey online. Like I know Reed personally has also showed his journey, like talking about school and like everything to do with his life in general. And what this does is this tells your story. And so like you actually have unlimited amount of ideas when it comes to your story, because like, yes, you guys may be like, oh damn, like I haven't lived this cool life. Like I haven't done all this, but like at the end of the day, like no one can be you. And so like, I haven't lived this cool life. Like I haven't done cool things, but I've like lived through experiences that are relatable. And at the end of the day, like it's super, like the only thing that really matters is that you're relating to people. Like that's what makes you connect to the audience. Like I connected, like for me personally, like you guys all seem like you connected to Finn, because that's why you're here today. And you connected with his values, his personality, what he's trying to achieve. It's all super important. And so that's the first thing that I think you guys need to like either consider, but then also understand, like, do you actually have a lesson to teach? Like you're all here today, you'll have value to give. Like whether it be like email marketing, setting, agency, sales, marketing, like every single person here has value to give. Like you guys probably have more value in the terms of like knowledge and experience and stuff than me and Reed do, but it's because me and Reed have a great personal brand. We have different types of value. So everyone here is on their own journey. So you can always teach a lesson because that's why you're here today. Otherwise, you only need to be, and this is like what changed everything for me when I switched from documenting to more like authority, is you only need to be 1% better than the person you're selling to or the person that you're teaching, because that person only needs to know 1% more. And that's all that really matters. And so when I switched from that mindset and I was like, oh damn, like I was reflecting, like I was even speaking to Prime Train about it this morning, like I actually forget how much I actually know with personal branding. But me and Reed actually know like quite a lot. Like we're teaching all the time in this, and so I forget. And so you have to remember that all you need to do is be 1% better than the person that you're teaching, and then you're fine. So you don't have to stress about, oh, like I know you were telling me in the car the other day, Kev, like you're stressing about like the way that like how you're going to position yourself, and like you don't want to be this guy and be like, oh, this is how you set appointments. But at the end of the day, bro, like you're setting for a community that has 1,700 people inside. You're like a great setter, like you've closed a lot of money for Amplify. And so like you can teach that lesson, like that lesson's valuable, but it's just the way that you go about teaching it is up to you at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that like all of you are in a position to make content. I think that literally every person is in a position to make content. So I think it's time to ask yourself, like, what is actually holding you back? If there is, like, is it more clarity? Is it more fear of like, is this actually what I should be posting? And I think at the end of the day, the answer, like to where you're confused, is always just hitting the post button, like regardless if you're scared, regardless if you don't think it's the right piece of content, because it's gonna serve you way better in the data that you're collecting, what you're learning, like improving your skills. I just think that as a bottom line, there's so many things that like stop people from hitting the post button, like for whatever it may be. And I think just making it a priority to hit it as much as possible is going to be the thing that like moves your brand across. Like genuinely, I don't think my posts at the start were perfect or polished, but I knew that the more that I posted, the faster I would get to a point like this. So for all of you, it's literally about hitting the post button. Even if it's a talking head a day that's like super shit, it's 20 seconds, you feel like there's no value. Someone's gonna find it either entertaining or have value. Like in this room right now, like Jake said, you've all like accomplished things. We're living lives that a lot of people don't get to live. Like we are here in Dubai in a penthouse on the 37th floor. How many people our age get to do this sort of thing? So if you guys are sitting there thinking, oh, I don't know what value to give, I don't know how I should position myself in my content, regardless of how you actually position, you just being you and talking about your experiences is going to be valuable to so many people. So you've got to learn to just hit the button, like regardless of what you think at the end of the day, and then improve as time goes on. It's not meant to be perfect at the start. You're meant to suck. No one can just come in and be good. Like Finn at the start, me at the start, Jake, we sucked at the start. Like I don't even want to go scroll back. You guys can do it if you want. On my personal Instagram, there's some abysmal CapCut templates that I just inputted in there with like hella hype music and like fast cuts and like crazy effects. Like you've got to suck before you're good. The only way you do that is just spamming it. Spam the button. It's the only way.
All right, so this is like the audit that I kind of run before the post. Like this is actually when I post, like I just ask myself these 4 things. The most essential thing, like I teach everyone, and this is some people just have no understanding and it's hard. It's hard to learn how it works, but like this is what I would focus on, the hook. The first 3 seconds in any video is gonna make or break it at the end of the day, because when you're scrolling, like think about when you guys scroll, like think about next time you scroll is be like, what's actually stopping me stop this scroll right now? So like I always ask myself, okay, like how's the hook? And like obviously like I have my own like method, but basically like a lot of my videos are taken from other people and added my own inspiration in. And so the idea behind that is like I steal a lot of the hooks that I use. So like I'll see someone on Instagram post like a video, but their intro is so specific and it's so curated that exact way. Bro, I'm not remaking my own. Why reinvent the wheel? Like the video that did well for me, I just stole the hook from someone else and then imprinted my own video. And like, that's exactly how you guys should really be running it as well. Like, of course, authenticity matters. But at the end of the day, if that hook is working, like they don't own the words, like, is it possible? Like they don't own that. So you can transform that into your own situation. Then I ask myself, like, do I get emotional from it? Does it bring me emotional? And does it bring like relatability to it? If I'm teaching a lesson, I say, am I actually learning something from this video? Like, I don't want to just be saying nonsense. Like, I actually want people to like get genuine value from me. Like, I want a personal brand that really portrays my message and really like holds me like in a good like tone. Like, I don't want people to come to my account and be like, this guy's just like wanting views, wanting to sell. Like, I want to actually be teaching things. And then am I being authentic at all times? Like, am I trying to be myself? Like, am I trying to like do all this? And like recently, like I won't lie, like me putting cars and stuff on my story, like that is new to me. But then it was also like I reflected on that and like I was writing it down in my journal and I was like, no, like I actually like am leveling up in life and like this is genuinely like authentic to me. Like this is what I'm doing. Like I'm not like, this is what we're all doing. And like at the end of the day, like everyone's like renting this life. Like everyone's just here, just living, and like there's no one category that you sit in. Like why does someone get to sit in a Lambo but you don't? Like there's no difference between you and them. And as soon as I realized that, then like as long as I'm just like being full authentic, never lying online, then like that's kind of my checklist, like personal checklist that I run.
Yeah. I've also got something on like auditing before you post. I know that I said like post if it's not polished, and I 100% believe in that. But if there is one thing that you need to do 100% of the time is focus on this. Like all of this is so amazing, but when you guys are making a video, if there is no hook, if there's nothing to actually stop the scroll, no one's getting to the rest of the video. Like you guys could provide the best value, the best story, the best personal message, whatever it is. But if you don't have a hook for someone to stop the scroll, the video is going absolutely nowhere. Like the thing is, you guys don't remember the reel you watched yesterday, last week. A lot of my viewers don't even remember the hook I used at the start of a 30-second video. So the thing is, you can get so rogue, so controversial, do whatever the fuck you want in this first 3 seconds to get their attention and then deliver the value. If you don't do that, there is nothing. A lot of people will put like 25% energy here, 25, 99.9% here. There is no video otherwise. Like the value that everything you've got in your head in terms of value, absolutely useless unless you say something absolutely fucked or something crazy here. Like it's that important. And you can normally combo with like, if it's a talking head, just say something rogue, like jump in front of the camera. It might not feel natural, but sometimes you need to make yourself cringe out and do some shit to actually get people to get views. Otherwise, there's no point. Like you guys are gonna be puddling along, posting videos that aren't actually getting attention, and therefore your value is not getting out, you're not closing anyone, you're not making any more money. So it's essential to get a little bit cringe, especially in that first 3 seconds, to really take it to the next level. Yeah. And this is how kind of, or the 3-phase strategy of how I actually grow my personal brand. Obviously I covered a bit about content, but in terms of like phases, the first one is always about clarity and direction. You want to define your USP, your ICP, and your content pillars. So what these are, just in a light breakdown, is essentially USP, I think Finn covered a little bit, is your unique selling proposition. What is so different about you? And if you guys are like, I don't know what the fuck's different about me. What's different about you at a baseline is you. No one else is you. No one else has lived your life, has your values. So at a point, you just need to emphasize who you are and everything you've actually gone through. And then we've got your ICP, which is your ideal client profile. When you make content, you want to be specific and be speaking to a certain person. If you're broad, you're not going to be able to grab the attention. The way the videos work is it gets pushed out to a small amount of your followers. So if you're speaking directly and it feels personal to that one person, they're going to like and engage. It's going to get pushed out further. The more broad you are, the less it's going to grab that one person, and therefore the less it will be pushed. So it's important to understand with each video who you actually trying to target. Like if somebody made a video, it's like, if you're Reed and you're 23 and you're like not making 30K a month, here's what you need to do. Of course I'm gonna be watching the fucking video. But if they're like, oh, if your name's like whatever and you want to make more money, of course that's not gonna grab the same level of attention. Like you want to grab people by the neck in that hook so they're gonna watch, they're gonna engage, and they're gonna buy. And then obviously we've got content pillars. This is less stressful, these are flexible. Mine, for example, would be along the lines of like health, fitness, entrepreneurship, lifestyle. They're just kind of North Star pillars to make sure you make content around. What you want to do, and again, I kind of tied it in earlier, is create the about me story. So like actionable steps are literally go and write a Google Doc, list all like the challenges, values, beliefs, whatever you have. You can talk about the last 6 months. And even if you haven't had an exciting last 6 months or whatever, and I'm sure you all have, you can talk about your future goals. You can talk about where you are right now and talk about the goals you want to achieve. Having this on your page, just showing people who you are, what you're doing, and where you want to go is why people are going to fuck with you, why they're going to follow you, and why they're going to engage in future. Without this, they're going to come to your page. They're not going to know who you are, what you sell, how you can help. I literally cannot stress enough why you have one of these. Ever since I got one of these and pinned it to my profile, like I wish I could have the metric of how many followers I've gotten as a result of it, but I can tell you it's way better than what the blue tick's done. So all of you guys should have this immediately. Like I said, you want to test all of the formats. Once you have who you are, who you target, and your styles, you've got a My Story post, then you start experimenting. Start chucking out content, seeing what works, and then refining it to move. The goal is to experiment until you find one that you enjoy, one that gets views, and is efficient for you to make. And the only way you're gonna find that out is hitting the button a lot of times. So hit the button.
And you guys all know through like the call that we had with Marcel last week is like, he has like 137K followers, right? Or whatever it is. And he posts so many different formats. It's literally been the last 2 months that he's finally been like, okay, this talking head camera with me sitting at my desk is sustainable and it's performing. And so he's now he's had one do really well, he's doubled down. He's doubling down. And so it takes time. Like you don't want to get overwhelmed being like, oh, this video doesn't do well. And like, yes, Marcel has a big following, but like he posts so many different types of content formats still, but it's only now that he's finally found that content format. And I think it had to take his account to actually get banned for him to post on the second account, for him to realize that, oh wait, this is actually the format that I like because like 1, I'm an authority, 2, I'm still getting the sales that he was telling us on the call, and 3, like it's an easily replicatable system that he can continuously like do. So like whatever you're doing, just try not burn out, try create like a sustainable approach, but at the end of the day, it's all about just trying it. You just gotta post, see what works, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time. And like I literally only the last 2 weeks like really came to my formats as well. So like it takes time. But again, like over that time, even if you're not clear, you're still gonna grow no matter what because you're posting so consistently.
And phase 2 for me is the content engine and execution. So something I like to do, and again, this is what you're gonna do after you experiment with your formats. Once you've been doing all these things, posting different styles of content, obviously we wanna analyze that data so we can find out what we actually need to double down on. Because if you're just posting, experimenting without actually analyzing data, there's no point actually posting them in the first place. So what I do is I build a system on Docs, you can do it on Notion, to track and analyze your video performance. And I don't want the word analysis and shit to scare you. It's not that deep. Every week, I literally just go into the insights, and if you haven't already set your account to professional account, insanely important, because otherwise you don't get insights for your videos. So what you're gonna do is go to each video you posted for the week, ideally 7 or more, because again, you guys should be posting every day. You need to note down the views, followers gains, and also the likes. The most important metric, regardless of what you're looking at, is the follows. You wanna look at the follows per video, and that will come up on profile activity. Like this is an example video I posted 2 weeks ago. All you wanna look at is this little profile activity bubble here, because that's showing how many people have followed directly from watching that video. Because in that way, once you review all of your 7 videos, let's just say, regardless of the views, you've got a bunch that have like 1 follower, one's got 9 all of a sudden. That is the one you just hammer down on. You wanna look at that individual video and find why it did well. Like, was it the hook? It's obviously gonna be different to all the other pieces, which is again, why you experiment. If you're just casting the net wide, you might have one with 2 followers, 30 followers, 10 followers. That's how you find out the formats that work. Profile activity is probably one of the most important things you can look at. It's the reason we post videos. Like we want people to follow us. We want people to engage. And without tracking the profile activity, AKA who's following us from each video, how do we know what people actually like? And this is all something you guys can do literally right after this. Like, go look at each of your posts. If you posted anything in the last 7 days, look at what's got you the most follows and simply recreate those videos. Expand on those videos. Like, analysis doesn't need to be that deep for this. It's find what got you the most follows, recreate those, do them as often as possible, and then take risks to go to the next level and experiment more. This, like, the reason we analyze is to actually grow, because otherwise we'll stagnate, we won't know what's working, and we'll just be posting videos to get us 0 followers over and over. And we definitely do not want that.
All right, how to build a strategy that actually grows your brand. So you need to start basically with this three-phase brand framework, which is growth and consistency. So first, after you've refined your formats, you need to analyze your content's performance and consistent patterns to begin to develop. So what that means in the short term is what Reid just covered. Basically, once a format starts doing well, you just start doubling down. So let's say, for example, this video did well, and this is a series, right? And it actually did do well. You can't see the views down here. This did well, so then I was like, okay, sweet. What was it about this video that did well? And I knew it was the objective, what I was trying to achieve, because I've had the experience from doing a series before, but I realized that realistically, the people who are following me from this series is because they're wanting to see the end outcome. So I knew that if I continued to just document my journey, which I was already currently doing, the videos would continue to perform well. Now, what I also realized from this type of video is the way that I was introducing myself in the video. So for this one, I was talking about myself. I was outlining who I was and where I've been. And this is going to be ranged with all your different types of videos, right? But for me personally, I realized that people loved to know who I was at the beginning of the video. So I just doubled down. I just did it in each series video. And of course, not every single video is going to hit, but it gives your best chance of hitting if you're continuously replicating what you've done in the past. So for example, Harley, you were saying on that sales calls where you're outlining your journey and everything that you're doing before, bro, you should double down on that. Take a winning format from a creator or from a storytelling type of reel that you've seen before similar to that. Use the key frameworks from what you were talking about in that video. So your past and present and future, and just replicate it into that type of video style that they've done, and watch, it will perform well because it's done in the past.
In order of importance. And this is if you're confused, if you want to take anything away from this whole presentation, it is literally this right here. This is your order of importance for how you actually should be creating content. Choose formats achieving the most followers per video. I don't need to say why, clearly very obvious. Then choose formats that are time efficient. You're all busy, you want to be creating this content as much as possible. Then choose formats that you enjoy creating. Obviously, we still want that in there because that's what makes it sustainable. But at the end of the day, we're posting content for a reason. We're not posting for fun, most of us. Yeah, it can be fun, but most of the reason is to provide experiences, value, opportunity, money, whatever it is. This order is going to achieve that goal. The ultimate goal is to find formats that align with all three. And again, the only way you're going to do that is posting almost every single day and experimenting. The sooner you guys knock out the posts, the sooner you'll find this goal format. I found multiple goal formats in the way that my storytelling works, that my middle of funnel works. And once you find those formats, it is so easy to continue growing your personal brand. Again, it becomes a habit because you're making these pieces of content every day. You're understanding the goal that it achieves and you're working towards something bigger. Then obviously you can develop a series, you can develop this style based on this, but this is essentially the whole goal of the presentation. Find formats, make them efficient, and then hopefully at the end of it, you also enjoy creating them.
Now, this is just one thing that I wanted to personally cover is what's super important, and I think this really clarified everything to me. Now, this is a lot on this screen, I'll break it down to you. But basically, when I implemented this into my day-to-day week, this is really opened up my eyes. So before we were talking about the top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom funnel content. Now, what I realized is when I was posting content, when I filled out and understood who my ICP and USP actually were, I realized that these guys are feeling different emotions in the week. So let's break it down for me personally. Me and Reid both have lifestyle brands. People want to live our life. So the guys that we're tailoring are guys stuck in the 9 to 5, let's say. So on Monday, they're feeling down. They've just come, they're feeling down. They're coming into Monday. It's the start of their week. They're probably on the bus. They're probably feeling down. I know that because I've lived through that experience. So also, I tailor it to myself because I'm a busy person on Monday. I have all my client calls. So I'm going to do a pain and purpose top of funnel reel. And what this does is this is connecting to the audience because they're feeling that emotion on Monday. They're feeling the pain, they're traveling to work, they've just come off a come down off the weekend, they've gone out, they're feeling sad because they have to now work a full week. I'm time poor on Monday for our clients, so I'm creating a top of funnel reel. Then like the CTA category, I just added in this in case you guys do end up selling. So like this is kind of how you can kind of position to it. But then Tuesday, for example, now what we're doing is this is a top of funnel reel. The format's a template for the Monday. Tuesday, it's a voice. This is the voice talking head. And now what this has done is it's a middle funnel. So like I was saying to you before, if this reel does well, this top of funnel reel, then the views and everything and the attention on my page is going to carry through to when I post this middle funnel piece of content because the algorithm's boosted. Because if this video does well, then my page is boosted. So then I'm posting this reel, this middle funnel content, and this is going to convert. Now what I'm doing then is I'm changing the theme from pain to purpose to a lesson. Because now on Tuesday, they're feeling a little bit better. They're feeling like a bit more productive. They've probably gone to the gym. They're probably not coming off their come down anymore. Like they're feeling a bit more positive about life. And that's kind of how I break it down. And so this is like the funnel that I use for mine. But the one thing that I want to mention is, for me, Sunday is the most important day. Because Sunday for me, people, my audience personally from Australia, they've just come off the weekend. They're either spending time with their family, but then they're also having time to calm down, to wind down, and they're scrolling. They're scrolling hard. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a middle funnel, bottom funnel piece of content, and I've hoped the day before that this reel's gone well. So this has boosted my account, and I'm making this as a reflection. I'm creating this as like a my story type of video, a series type of video, a talking head reel type of video, something that I know is going to convert. And usually what I try to do is I've looked through the week as well, and I've seen what videos have done well, what storytelling reels from other creators have done well for that week. And then I try get it on Sunday, and usually that's when it hits. And that's when my viral video hit as well, was on Sunday. So this is kind of like the system that I use. Kind of also just lays it out in the week so I can also plan it out because I do work with editors. But also my second account is quite simple. It is just talking head videos. But yeah, so if you're like, don't know what to post on each day, then I highly recommend like basing this and turning this into your situation.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I know Finn covered it a little bit yesterday, but trial reels. If you guys are not using trial reels, you are literally leaving like 10x the growth on the table. It's free videos that don't block your page. They go out to only non-followers. You should be posting as many as possible. Everyone's got different limits. Most people are 5. Sometimes Instagram, like we were saying yesterday, recognizes the video as the same. So go in and change the hook clip. Changing just the hook clip or changing the voiceover in your original video is going to save you so much time. You don't have to go and create a new video. Literally change one aspect of it, repost it as many times as you can. I've had trial reels, especially when they first came out, hit like 300K, 400K with no limits. I got so many, and Finn did as well, so many followers from trial reels and the things people can't even see. They don't block your page, they take half an hour, fit it into your daily routine. If you're gonna post daily, you should be posting 5 trial reels daily as well. They're on the same tier in terms of things that you should be doing. 5 trial reels a day, 1 post a day, without doubt.
Any questions?
Questions?
Jeff?
I have a question. So with the trial reels, you post, say, 5 of them, and then does one of those become your post for the day in the future?
No, so the thing about that is a lot of people will show, or some people will show their best performing trial reels onto the page, but that's purely for vanity metrics. Like what you're better served doing is literally just posting the video again. Like there's no point, just showing it on the page when you literally could post it and have 2 videos. Like if you care about the vanity metric more than you care about actually growing, then yeah, do that. But I think most of us would care about genuine growth more than just having the vanity metric there.
So it's like you have to create 2 pieces of content a day, and then for the second one you create 5 versions of it.
So they've been changing trial reels so much, like it's ever changing. But right now, the best format that I've found is before you post your reel, like before you actually post your reel, post it as a trial reel first, like just the actual video without any changes. You're essentially right now with trial reels getting 2 uses out of the exact same video. If you post it as an actual post first and then as a trial reel, it'll limit the trial reel because it recognizes it the same. But they will never limit the post on your actual account. So for every single video you make, you can get 2 uses out of it. Post it on trial reels first, then post it to your actual account. That way you guys are doubling your input immediately if you do that. And it's gonna be better because it's just non-followers. So do that every single day without fail. And then what you can do from there is go in and iterate another 4 versions of the trial reel. They have to be different. So change the hook clip, then go knock them all out. That is by far the most efficient system. And like I've worked closely with trial reels literally since day 1. I told Finn to start posting them, and he's the reason that he posted that video 100 times a day. these are such a good thing to stay on top of. And like right now, like, because I work with them so closely, that is the best way to do it. 4 different versions, 2 of the same original video, trial reel first, reel 1 second.
Like say I wake up with like 100 new followers, right? 30 are from trial reels. So they're pretty good they're pretty
Very
effective.
important.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, Michael, you can go first. Your hand was up earlier.
When you journal, do you like write it
I'll
down?
take this one.
Because I've tried writing it down, I've tried doing it on my Notion, and I just find it really tedious. So what I've thought about doing is doing voice notes, and then maybe transcribing it. Because I'm trying to be efficient with it, but I also know I need to do it, and I don't do it enough.
Yeah, no, I'm big on this. I'm the same. Like I kind of mess around with it all. Like I don't really take it as serious as I used to. I mean, as I didn't take it as serious in the past as I do now. But I find for me, like the reflection is so important. Like you should just take that 10 minutes. Like I know it's tedious, and like I was talking to Jeffro about it the other day. Like I know it can be like tedious to like sit down and write it out because it doesn't feel as efficient. But like when it comes to it, at the end of the day, like it's ideas. And it's like great points and great takeaways and lessons that like one, you're learning, but you're also experiencing in that current time because you're feeling that emotion then and there. So you're writing about it. So like when then I'm stuck for ideas and I'm looking for past like ideas or things that I've experienced in my life, I just reflect through. But yeah, I just keep it in one book and I just label the page and the date. And then I just write it in there. And like I just try to do it every time, either in the morning or afternoon. Like at the end of the day, like it's not the be all and end all. Like this isn't something that like not every successful creator does. Like you don't have to do it, it's not necessary. But I think it also works in like another way as well. Like you're personally reflecting on your journey. So like you're always staying like grateful for like what you've achieved and what you've done because like you're constantly reminding yourself that like you're moving forward. So I kind of also use it as like a bit of like a leeway for that as well. But definitely for the ideas, like I find myself like when I'm trying to create original ideas, because I still try to create original ideas, like I don't just replicate other people. I think it's the most effective way for me.
Yeah, no, I've definitely like flirted with them in the past, and I think what did sort of work was doing more like a voice note type thing, or even like the voice citation thing where it types out. Just because I feel like I can walk around and I can be free. Like when I'm walking, sometimes the best videos I do is just when I'm walking, like I speak. But I find that if I sit down and write, I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I can't think of anything.
I think that's personal preference. I don't think there's like any successful way. Again, like I think it's also good to do it on your voice notes. Like I feel like yeah, you don't have to do it. It's not the be all and end all, but it's good. I reckon. I recommend it.
Sana, do you still have a question?
What's the biggest mindset shift that you have to do to show up confidently in your content or your shooting before and now?
I think just coming to terms with the fact that it's not going to be perfect. Like you are not going to be good. You're going to suck at content. People are going to judge you and stuff. But it's actually part of the journey, part of the character building. Like if you don't suck and you're not afraid, like if you're afraid to put your content out there when it's bad, it's like how can you expect people to build trust in you, show that you're real and you're someone who's building something? Like you never want to show up as a polished person. I think it's like such an integral part of content to just literally post every day, even when it sucks. Like I genuinely think that's such a big part of the journey. Like people don't just jump in with editors and media teams unless they've got millions of dollars, but at the same time, like they're not really building much trust and relatability. They're just selling a product. So I think the mindset shift kind of comes literally by just taking action. Like it's not even something like I have to switch in my brain, like, oh, I need to change and be a new guy. It's literally just taking the action and then becoming like the new guy as you're doing it.
So embrace the sucking?
Embrace, maybe I wouldn't word it like that, but like maybe like.
I think for me, Sana, I think for me personally, like when I got the hate from my friends, like I realized like, this can't really get any worse. I was like, I've already copped the hate. And so then when I started, now the same guy's like wishing me a happy birthday. And so like at the end of the day, like I also just asked myself like where I want to be and like what's going to actually get me there. And then I realized, like building the personal brand is going to get me there. Yeah. Like that's the only reason to get me there.
It's like they can hate, but like if you got the vision where you're ending up in a Dubai penthouse, it's kind of like you take the trade-off. You know, you take the trade-off every day of the week.
But it's hard. It's hard at the start. It took me like a probably solid 5 months to not get nervous after posting a video. And so posting every day also helped me that because like it also built up the skills really fast, but also built up my resilience to like caring. Because like I would like every time I post a video, I'd get this like gut feeling, being like, oh, this is like so nerve wracking. But like, no one cares. Like after like now I don't even like think about it. Like now we're posting a photo of me and Reed standing in front of a Porsche. Like,
It's
I
a
just
win
don't care.
every time you post for the mental, because even I sometimes I'm like, oh shit, like do I want to post that? Like it's literally a little win every time you hit that button. That's why I think it's also important to post every day, because it just gets you further and further towards like I can do this, it doesn't actually matter, it's helping me get to my goal. So just like, even if you're a little nervous, it's probably better that you are in all honesty, because it's helping you improve faster.
Finn said he even gets nervous the other day, but BL was there, so he like made him post that reel that did well. And like, so I think everyone gets nervous, like at the end of the day.
Nerves are good, especially with content.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Just to confirm the trial reel, so you post the trial reel first, then the actual reel?
Yeah, trial reel first, then the actual
How
reel.
many variations of like, obviously you would change.
And then I'll go in and then do 4 variations. But the thing is, like, what I mean, like you post your trial reel first, then the actual video, and the other 4 trial reels can literally be whatever. It doesn't need to be that exact video. What I often do is literally just go into my best performing videos, and again, why you post every day. I go to my best performing videos, change the hook clips of those and run them. Because the My Story videos and stuff, like the ones you make that are super personal, obviously those are gonna perform the best. But obviously if you're feeling lazy on the day and you already have that one up, you can just go change that one like 4 times.
Like, you know Toby's videos? Do you know that guy, Toby?
Yeah.
So like, say his video is like a really, really viral type of content, right? Like if he just changed that first one second hook, right?
Yeah.
Probably re-perform really well.
Got ya.
As long as it's like matching the vibe and the style and everything, like it would probably perform really well. So you just change the hook once, like, and like we were saying, Finn said yesterday, it's like over time as well, you learn what visuals are doing well. So like I have this one clip where like, I'm like standing on like this like cliff and some guy's like putting his arm out and he's like pushing me, right? Every time I use that video, it just does well, like no matter what reel it is. And so like I don't abuse the clip, but I definitely reuse it and I repurpose it. And so like you basically can't win. You basically can always win because it's like, one, you're copying a viral template reel off another creator, and then you're testing it with your model creators. Like you're going into their accounts and you're being like, okay, this guy's posted it and this guy's posted it. These guys are the exact same, so I can post it. Then you're using clips similar to them. Then you're going and trialing it on trial reels, and over time you've built up this like B-roll catalog of performing clips. You imprint them on each one of them. So the 4 videos, like I have 4 winning visual clips. One of them's gonna hit, and then you just repost it.
Okay. With the story video, do you like, I could probably just like journal it out, like slides or like text, and then just like go through it, make sure it hits like all the points. But I don't know what advice would you have. Would you have any advice for me in terms of making mine? Because I want to make mine.
Yeah, I would definitely like outline your past, present, and future self, and I would just really stick to that. Start with the past, and then start with the present, then go present, and then go future, and just write a script based around that. Like don't get too overcomplicated with it, and that's kind of how I would run it.
We've also got like story. If you guys just send me a message, I've got like 1 million story templates where you can literally just input your information. Like my name is Harley, I'm this years old, like I'm from here. And it literally is based on the structure of someone else's viral video. All you need to do is input your information. Like it literally has never been easier to actually replicate a viral storytelling reel. Like that's what I give to my clients from literally day 0. They don't know shit. And I'm like, plug your information into here and copy the voiceover like tone, like the speed at which they're speaking. And like, you know, if they're happy, you're happy. If they're sad, you're sad. Like imitating as close as possible. Obviously it's your clips, it's your voice. It's going to be a completely unique video. It genuinely makes it so an idiot can do it. And I've got some friends who are idiots and I've got them to do it and it's worked. So I'm sure all of you guys could do it. So just, well, hit me after and I can just give you all those. It's like literally 1 million to use. So we're solid.
Yeah.
Just on the ideation, I noticed that you guys, you're quite reactive to like what's done well, right? So you said you post the top of the funnel bit, then you do middle of the funnel, and you're quite reactive. If you wanted to do that in a way where it's a bit more efficient, because obviously you're all quite busy.
Yeah.
I've posted every single day. I posted twice a week. I've tried all different formats. I obviously get that posting every single day is going to give you a better chance of growing, but I also don't want to come up with content every single day.
No, of course.
So like, how would you, if you wanted to come up with like say a week, because that's probably the most realistic, how would you plan that out while still being able to sort of follow the structure that you gave?
Well, I think you got to look at more like the goals you actually want to achieve with the content. Like, yeah, it's important to post every day, but again, like posting with intent, either to gather data for what to do in the future in terms of like what gets views, or like to make money. I think it's important to tie it to a goal. So it's like, it depends what you actually want to achieve for that week. If you're like, I want to convert more clients, it's like, all right, I'm going to sit down right now and I'm like literally can plug into ChatGPT, plug in like your ICP, which is why it's important to have it, like know who you're targeting. Give me the pain points of this ICP. Give me what this person is struggling with. And then it will generate a million ideas which you can derive hooks off of, and then literally in an hour knock out like 30, 20 talking heads and just literally list out problems with their ICP 20-second videos. Like you'll literally have 2 weeks worth of content in an hour that's directed and engaging with the hook, and then you're done. Like I'm gonna build my second account up now literally off targeting the ICP and pain points with like half an hour a day of literally just filming a talking head, like targeting one piece of pain. And everyone can do it, especially for you guys, it's even better because it's not like a flashy lifestyle like that you guys really want to portray. You want to like have the businesses, you still want to have lifestyle, but that's just an easy way to do it. Like talking heads are just a hack.
I run like the 2 systems. I have that content funnel, so I know like the emotion on the week, but again, I shoot for YouTube now and then break it down to short form. So like I'll shoot 1 YouTube video a week and then I'll look at my content funnel and then I'll be like, okay, sweet, this video sits here, this video sits here. I have no video for this day, so I got to plan a video for this day. And that's kind of how I run it. But then I also look at like what's coming up. So like me and Reed both looked at Dubai. Everyone wants to see what a 20-year-old living in Dubai looks like. So we're like, okay, 7-day series, vlogging every single day. It's kind of how I just try to keep it super simple, but also like attainable to like what I'm trying to achieve in the future.
Yeah, I make the strategy I basically run at the minute is shoot for YouTube. I normally think of like an objection or authority piece and then like a story piece that targets my ICP, and do it in a way which is hopefully engaging for the vlog. And get my editors to sort of cut that down, and then that sort of is the not the format, it's sort of the structure for like the short form stuff as well.
Yeah.
But that isn't as reactive as maybe what your guys is, because I'm obviously having to plan out that video and then sort of hope that it does well, as opposed to like, right, I've done a top video, it's done well, now I'm going to do a middle of the post.
Yeah.
To support that, but I guess it's got to match my goals.
It does. Yeah, it's like, me and Reed also at the end of the day, like our system's quite, like the content that we're posting is quite easy. It's like template reel, storytelling reel. Storytelling reel is like personal, or it's just me documenting my journey. So yeah, it's just like really finding something that's like achievable for you. So like for Finn, I think it's the viral template reels and the talking head reels. And he gets all his talking head reels cut it up from YouTube. So at the end of the day, like he says, I was asking before, like he plans his content, he sends off YouTube to Axel and BL, and then they run like talking head reels from there. He'll be like, yep, I want this as a talking head reel. Okay, here's sweet, I'll make an edit for that day. And he'll be like, okay, use the B-roll clips from Marbella, make a template reel on this day. But like, I think you should also just like really look at like when your audience is most engaged, on what days they're most engaged, when you get the most activity, and just plan your best video for that day. And then the rest of the week kind of folds itself. Sweet.
Anything else, or are we good?
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks, lads.
Oh, my knees hurt.